So you think you know Gandhi. The spinning wheel, the salt march, yeah, we've all seen the pictures. But the real Gandhi, the man who single-handedly defied the might of the British Empire, that's a story far more dramatic, far more complex, and far more fascinating than you've ever heard. Forget the saintly image for a moment. This guy was a lawyer, trained in London, sharp as a tack, with a fiery temper you wouldn't believe. In 1893, a young Gandhi, just 24, arrives in South Africa to work a legal case. He's treated like dirt. Racial segregation is rampant. He's thrown off a train, refused service in restaurants, even assaulted. This is the crucible that forges the Gandhi we know. Think about it. A relatively unknown lawyer facing the brutal reality of apartheid decades before the term even existed. He could have easily given up, gone back to India, a comfortable life. But no, he chooses a different path. He starts small, organizing Indian communities, fighting for basic rights, things we take for granted today. He uses the very legal system that initially humiliated him to fight back, crafting brilliant legal arguments, meticulously documenting every injustice. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Gandhi wasn't just a lawyer, he was a master strategist, a genius at nonviolent resistance, something he had to invent almost from scratch. His methods were revolutionary. Think about the Satyagraha campaign, launched in 1906. Truth force. It wasn't passive. It was active, assertive, and incredibly disruptive. Consider the 1913 March to the Sea, where tens of thousands of Indians, defying arrest, walked for days to protest attacks on salt, a fundamental necessity for life. This wasn't just a protest. It was a breathtaking act of defiance against a global superpower. But what about the untold details? The clashes with other Indian leaders? The internal debates, sometimes bitter over strategy? Gandhi wasn't universally loved, even within the Indian independence movement. He had his critics, plenty of them, often accusing him of being too idealistic, too slow, or even too soft. The period leading up to partition of India in 1947 was particularly fraught with tension and violence, a brutal time that tested Gandhi's faith and philosophy. It nearly broke him. Then there's the assassination. January 30th, 1948. A Hindu extremist, Nathuram Godse, who believed Gandhi was too soft on Muslims, shot him dead. The world was stunned. A man who preached nonviolence was killed through the very violence he had spent his life fighting against. The irony is staggering, but the impact? Immeasurable. Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolent resistance, Satyagraha, inspired movements for civil rights across the globe, from Martin Luther King Jr. to Nelson Mandela. He showed the world that change doesn't always require violence. It can be achieved through peaceful, unwavering defiance. He showed the world that even the most powerful empires can be brought to their knees by the sheer force of moral conviction. So the next time you see a picture of Gandhi, remember that it's barely scratching the surface. This wasn't just a man. He was a revolution, a living embodiment of hope, a testament to the power of the human spirit to overcome even the most seemingly insurmountable odds. That's a story worth telling and retelling again and again, and a legacy that continues to inspire us all to this day. What do you think? Shall we have another drink?